Welcome to the second episode of the FAMUans podcast, Talks on the Hill. Today we're diving into mental health and how it manifests. I'm Destiny Hogan.
And I'm Nia Campbell. Let's get into it. So growing up, I never experienced a conversation about mental health. How about you?
Not really. It was, oh, he's crazy, or that kid's just hyper. That was how it was talked about in the household.
One thing we can agree is that we all witnessed the impact that mental health has had during the pandemic because people were forced to pivot into a virtual reality. Then it started to feel like just as we were adjusting to the new normal, we had to pivot again and readjust to the outside world. Why do you think mental health is so overlooked, especially in the Black community? Even in 2020, about 1 in 5 American adults experience a mental health issue. And studies show that 1 in 5 young people ages 13 to 18 has or will develop a mental illness in their lifetime. I feel like children in this age are more vocal, and personally it wasn't taken as seriously back then.
Yeah.
But now the conversation is more open and they have that comfortability now to the children have like more comfortability opening up that conversation with their parents or adults in their life, or even their social media platforms.
Most def. Well, because our great-great-grandfathers, our great-great-grandparents, and our great-great-great-grandparents, and so on, our ancestors, they were trying to survive physical slavery, physical bondage. So in order to survive, they endured the internal pain and trauma. It was a coping mechanism, along with many others, that trickled down generations. Suppressing emotions was what they did to survive. So our parents and our grandparents and so on continue to do it now. Hell, we do it now. Mm-hmm. We suck it up and keep moving. That's what we're told to do. And I feel like our generation has done an enormous job bringing awareness to mental health, and we're now able to address these issues. Mental health was not a big concern before, like you said. So now, they're doing what they had to do to survive. It took time for us to feel comfortable to come around and talk to the therapist and talk about what we go through to each other, sit down at home and tell each other how we feel. Also, I feel like trauma is trauma is passed down from generation to generation. These psychological behaviors, the mental disorders and mental conditions are passed down. So it's normal. What we may think is normal is it could be unhealthy. Our parents, you see your mom always washing the dishes, or always cleaning, moving around the house, doing something, finding something to do. She could have ADHD, but hide it, right? Mm-hmm. But just keeps herself busy in order to, hide or not even know she has it, but instead of just sitting down and fidgeting with stuff like grade school kids do, they may just keep themselves busy. Yeah. So I think it's normalized in the community. I feel like we have so many coping mechanisms that are unhealthy but are normal, such as we laugh about the trauma we go through. We laugh about the stuff we go through.
That is so true.
Even on social media, it's not taken seriously. Like with Summer Walker. Everybody makes fun of her. So let me not say everybody.
Yeah. A lot of people.
A lot of people make fun of
how she carries herself.
And what she goes through with her anxiety, even after she expressed that she suffers from that mental condition.
I don't feel like it's taken as seriously. Like,
it's not.
Let's say if that white person goes into the school or the church and shoots up the church or whatever, and you already know what the outcome is going to be. They're going to plan it that he had a mental illness. And it's taken, seriously. Everybody's like, yeah, he had to have had a mental illness because he would do something so irrational like that.
He's just sick.
Yeah, he went through this when he was growing
he's
up.
mentally ill.
Yeah. But when it's like someone like Summer Walker just trying to express that she has social anxiety and that's why she is the way she is, we don't take it as seriously because I don't feel like Black people are taught what mental health really means. Because we're all like, how can you be on social media if you have social anxiety? But if we were really aware of what social anxiety is, we would know that it's not what she does on social media, it's what she like encounters in public settings.
Yeah.
It's not about like, oh, her being able to feel comfortable coming on social media and talking. And I feel like if we were taught more about mental illnesses growing up and we knew more about what surrounds certain illnesses or whatever, that we would be more prepared for these conversations.
I totally agree. I always believe we should be more mindful of that, and we should be we shouldn't be so insensitive to what people go through. You never know where people's heads are at. It could be their last straw, or what people say now, their 13th reason. So I definitely feel like we should be more mindful of what people go through, how they're mentally affected from the trauma that they dealt with in their life, the rough patches and hardships they've gone through. We should be more, just a little bit more careful about how we talk about these sensitive issues. So that is why, I would say that is why a lot more people now have been taking social media breaks. Even that time when Rihanna, she was off of social media or Instagram for a long time. So let me ask you now, Naya, have you ever taken a social media break or felt the need to pull yourself away from social media for mental health reasons or just for any reason?
Yes, definitely. I remember, I think it was back in 2021. Well, that was last year. And I was just feeling completely overwhelmed. It was too much going on in my life. And social media wasn't doing anything but like hindering me, I felt like. So I took a break for a month, and it felt, when I tell you that was the most therapeutic month of my life, I didn't have to worry about what people were like, just the extraness that was going on social media. And a lot, I actually don't think it was 2021. It was around the time when Trump was president. Y'all, when did the insurrection happen?
The insurrection?
Yeah, when did that? That was 2021?
So you're right.
Dang, that seems so long ago. But yeah, around that time, I just didn't have to see it was just way too much going on. Being in a pandemic, having a president like Trump or whatever, talking about, everybody was on social media talking about George Floyd, Black people being gunned down by police. It was way too much on my brain. Like, I couldn't take all of it. I had to distance myself. I still was aware of what was going on by like looking at the news and stuff like that. But as far as social media, I couldn't do it anymore. I had to take a break. And then when I came back, you could definitely feel that you're back on social media. You can feel when you're reading those comments again that they have an impact on the way you think about certain situations and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like social media plays a huge part in a lot of people's lives, and everyone should take a break and like connect themselves back with reality sometimes.
Yeah. And find that piece that, may be missing from their lives, because like you said, social media can be overwhelming.
Yes. I'm thinking about taking another break right now. If it wasn't for my major and I didn't have to use social media so much, I definitely would take a break.
Well, studies have shown people who use social media more tend to feel more depressed and less happy with life. Also, a study on Facebook found that Instagram made body image issues worse in 1 out of 3 teenage girls. I feel like because social media enables people to put on this facade and only showcase the good stuff, the stuff they want to portray about their life, it's easy to subconsciously compare yourself and your life to others on Instagram. I feel like that's why social media plays a huge part in modern body dysmorphia. And even men and women search for validation through how many likes they get, or the people commenting on their pictures and the heart eyes. People feed off of that, and it's easy to be indulged in this social media, and it's sad how detrimental it could be to us mentally and how we view ourselves in our own lives.
I remember when Instagram first presented that they were going to be turning off likes, everybody went crazy. And I personally was like, okay, I like that. Yeah. But of course, the people who profit off of social media, they were like, no, like they were outraged. They was like, yeah. But me personally, I turned my likes off because I feel like I don't have that pressure of people looking at, oh, she got this many likes. Yeah. And I don't have to see it either. I just feel like I post a picture and I could just be free. It's just a picture, it's posted. Right. Everybody can see it. Whoever like it, whoever, I don't care, it's posted.
Yeah, because that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
And I remember all the way back in Instagram. I remember when it would say, Instagram used to say all the names, and then when it get to 10 likes, it'll finally say the number. You don't remember that?
Oh, girl.
Girl, we used to fight for them 10 likes. Because if it had names, that was so embarrassing.
I'm so dead.
Yes, but yeah, it definitely plays a huge factor of them turning off likes and comments. And I feel like celebrities should utilize this a lot more. Like you were talking about Summer Walker earlier. And maybe if she turn off her likes and comments, she won't see as much hate as she does. And therefore, she wouldn't have to comment back on certain things.
Yeah.
Because she does do a lot of clapping back and having to defend herself, which I don't feel like she should have to do.
Yeah, because they're going to talk about her regardless. You can definitely see the impact social media has had on Summer Walker. Even after she had her baby and the breakup with, what's his name? The producer? What's Brett's name? I know his name.
London on the Track.
London on the Track. After her breakup with him, you just saw her. It was this emotional roller coaster she was on, and even the whole thing with her being with her new boo, and shaving her head, cutting her hair off, and all of that. You could really see the mental state that she was in, and I just wish they would give her a little bit. They would give her that space to be comfortable in who she is, and not come for her head 24/7. Another celebrity we've witnessed on social media talk about their mental illness is Kanye West. He revealed he suffered from bipolar disorder on his album Ye back in 2018, I want to say. Bipolar disorder, it consists of two contrasting ends on a mood spectrum, mania and depression. And mania is an unstable mental state, as having telltale symptoms, including grandiosity, over-optimism, or impaired judgment. It can also include hallucinations or delusions. Depression, on the other hand, is described as having a state of persistent low moods and a increase in energy and activity. His recent outburst on social media about his divorce with Kim Kardashian reflects his problems with mental health while still living a very public life. The rapper was removed from performing at the Grammys after being blocked from Instagram for posting about Kim and her new boo, Pete Davidson. So let me ask you, what are your opinions on the music video Kanye made with The Game? I think the song was called Easy. The video included the video included a cartoon of him kidnapping Pete Davidson and torturing beheading him, digging up a grave for him, and all of this. What do you think about that?
See, me, I wouldn't take it so seriously. Like, we've seen Kanye express a lot of his creativeness through his music. And he really looks at music and like music videos and how he expresses himself as an art.
Yeah.
So if you look at that video, it just looks like he's telling a movie, like he's telling a story. And so I didn't really take it as heavy as everyone on social media did. But then you have people like D. Hewley, who he feels like we shouldn't take it lightly.
Yeah.
Because this is the first red flags of someone who can actually act completely out of character.
Yeah.
And I'm just conflicted with Kanye because he did an interview with Hollywood Unlocked, Jason Lee, and he was talking about how his side of things and how everyone's trying to make him seem crazy. And he sounds sane to me while he was doing the interview. He sounded like he had, he knows what he's talking about. He's just trying to paint a narrative for himself so the Kardashians don't paint it for him. Because they got a good PR team over there, and they got Kris Jenner who know how to flip a story. So that's why he says that he goes to social media so much. So I don't know. I'm just so conflicted. On one hand, I'm like, yeah, he I don't want to say crazy because we just talked about how, like, in the Black community, you don't want to just mask a mental illness as being crazy.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to just write it off and be like, y'all, he just playing, and then something serious happens.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. There's been a lot of uproar about the video and even, the posts he made about Pete and Kim. People said it was sick. He took it too far. He was very inappropriate, and it was just very dark. I'm sorry, very inappropriate, and it was too dark. People were saying it reflected the state of mind he's in. Honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, he said he was playing in the end of the video. I do believe he took it too far, though, wherein he leaked Kim and Pete's addresses on Instagram. Whether he was having an episode or or not, I feel like he should still take responsibility for his actions, especially when it concerns the safety of others, including his children. I feel like with Kanye, he should still be held accountable for his actions. And, he should surround himself with a team of people that do care about him. And, they should be a little bit more on him about what he posts. A lot of times celebrities, especially big ones and with money, they surround themselves with yes men that enable and excuse their behavior. So I feel like if you suffer from a mental illness that especially affects your behavior, I feel like if you're going to post online, you're a grown and you have to be held accountable for what you put on social media.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, where is his team?
Right.
I know he said he's not doing bodyguards no more, but, like, where everybody else at? Where are the people who actually really care about him? Because the first step, they say in therapy, the first step to solving your problem or whatever you have, solving your issue, let me not say problem, is realizing that you have a problem.
Yeah.
And he's realized that he had a problem.
Yeah.
But even in that song that you were just talking about, Easy, he said that he's no longer going to therapists and he's not talking about his problems to therapists. So what can we really do with a Kanye? Like, what can we do with a situation like this and the Black community to help him?
Yeah. I heard he wasn't even, like, in the past when he had more of his episodes, especially when he was still married to Kim, I heard he wasn't on his meds pretty often. And that plays a big part in his behavior. And I'm not saying he should be on his meds, but if he's not going to be on his meds and, be very careful about how he behaves and how his behavior affects other people, then he shouldn't be on social media.
Right.
He shouldn't.
And if he's truly concerned about, like, North and his other children being on social media and seeing certain things, don't you think that he would, like, be more cautious about what he posts himself and, like, how he reacts on social media? Like, right. I just feel like it's a huge contradiction there with him.
Practice what you preach.
Yeah. I do feel like overall, in the Black community, we need to focus more on mental health and what we can do to help the people around us. And since we do go to a HBCU and majority of the students are Black, I just wanted to leave you all with some resources on and off campus. On campus, we do have the Counseling Center, which is located in the CAS building. And we have the Student Health Services, which is located in Foothillier. And then off campus, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is 24 hours. So, you can access that at your fingertips whenever. And there's also apps like BetterHelp, which connect you to a therapist. Thank you all for listening.
Yes, that's all we have today for Talks on the Hill. Until next time, bye y'all.
Bye.